Okay, so what's up with these ribbons, some people call them, around trees, and sometimes see them attached to a nail that would appear to be a nail in the ground, or wrapped around a wooden stake that's in the ground, or maybe even a metal rod like a rebar sticking out of the ground might have this tied to it. But this is actually flagging tape, and flagging tape is normally used in a survey. So a land surveyor will go around the property, mark the corners of the property or the property line periodically with this flagging tape. That's what it's normally used for. You'll also see something similar that utilities will use. Sometimes there'll be actual small flags that are put in the ground. Surveyors will use that, but utility companies will use that as well as flagging tape. The utility companies usually mark their utilities consistently with a color code, which I won't get into now, and the surveyors may use different color flagging tape. I don't think there's really anything particular about a survey line with the color of the flagging tape, but they may use a certain color or a certain style of flagging tape at a particular point to highlight where a utility is or an important part in the survey that needs to be designated in a slightly different way. So if you're a surveyor and you have more information about this, the particulars of this, feel free to chime in and leave some notes in the description, or leave your comments in the description. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But in this case, I would never remove a flagging tape from a property that I don't own, first of all. And then second, I keep the ones up that we own, that we've had a survey on, but this was just used to mark a tree that we didn't want cut down when we had some clearing done. So that's why we use it on some projects temporarily, just to make sure the guys that are clearing the land don't knock over particular trees that we want to remain. So in this yard here, in this parcel of land, there was a lot of undergrowth. We had it cleaned up and cleared a little bit, or actually a lot, but there's other trees that are remaining. We're having a place flagged out for a new home to be built in this on this parcel of land, which is actually a subdivision from a larger parcel. Look for a video I'll be uploading on subdivisions, how land is subdivided or assembled. So I'll be doing a video on assemblages and subdivisions, and then flagging tape is very relevant in those situations when the surveyor comes out to mark the land, and in this case also mark where the new house yet to be built will be placed on the land. So here is some more flagging tape I found on this lot, which is a great follow-up from the other video clip that I made. Here you could see both a rebar sticking out of the ground that's kind of there, meant to be somewhat permanent, but then a wooden stake in the ground with the flagging tape also tied to it. So this just makes the visibility really easy. That rebar, I don't believe is a property line, but it's located within the lot. This is going to be one of the corners of a house yet to be built, and so the surveyor put it here. It's possible that it's part of a survey line that's coming from a different angle, and the location of the house may be over there slightly. So I'm just walking the land, I'm looking at what the surveyor did, but I wanted to follow up because this is the kind of thing that when you see this on land, absolutely do not disturb it. This is here for a purpose. It's very specific. The location is very precise where this is, and I'll do another video sometime in the future about land surveying and some of the ins and outs of that, so you can get a better idea of that. But from the investment standpoint, this is what we do to add value to a piece of property in the process of subdividing and new home construction. So following up on flagging tape, this is a great example of a way you'll see this on a property to make it extremely visible. So there is a stake in the ground that's marking a particular point that the surveyor is marking and will be put on a plat. And then this is tied up to a tree so that it's easily visible from far away. You can see that it's a new survey, and sometimes you'll see that this flagging tape seems to hold up for years and years. Sometimes you'll see that on older parcels of land, but obviously when you do walk a piece of land and see new flagging tape, you can tell that it's been freshly done, like it was in this case. So we're in the process of finishing up the survey here, and I'll be getting that survey back. Okay, so the flagging tape that I saw in the last clip, that's on a stake and tied up, 4 or 5 feet high on the tree, is in line with this stake right here that I found. And then it also is in line with another one, and you may not be able to see that, but it's very clear to me looking at it. There's more flagging tape with it tied to the tree. So I am on the property line from that point to this point right here to the other point where the flagging tape is tied, which you cannot see because it's behind another tree. This is the property line. So behind me is a house. There's a 1 acre parcel on a house that we renovated, and then on this side of the line is a 1 acre lot, and we will be building a new home here. So here's the other flagging tape that I saw. I like the way the surveyor did this, because if he only put the stake in the ground and did not tie this flagging tape up in the tree, it would be really impossible to see it through the undergrowth here. I could see one stake there in the ground. There's another one on the other side of the clearing, and then another one on the far side like this. And I'm going to go around this tree. I would have never seen this if this flagging tape was not up high. And you can see down here, I'll show closer, he put a wood stake here, and then he also put a piece of rebar. I don't know if you can see it through the leaves, but there is a piece of rebar in the ground that you can see right here that the flagging tape is tied to, and then it's up on the tree, so it's easily visible. And then there's one more stake in the ground over there, so this is just clearly marking the 1 acre lot for the house that's yet to be built. But that's all for now on flagging tape. I'm looking for actually another one I can see through the woods there. So depending on what I find there, I may show you that one as well.